Hey, my dear boys and girls, my dear men and women, all of you, my friend, welcome back again to your favorite astrology channel, which is GPN Astrology. And today in this video, we're gonna talk about your spouse, something about your spouse according to your seventh lord, right? So in this video, we talk about your spouse and what kind of a spouse you will get by just seeing your seventh lord. Okay, so although for knowing all the information about your spouse you need to see a lot of things. You need to see where your seventh lord is placed. About that we have created videos. Then you're gonna need to see your darakarka. Then you're gonna need to see where your darakarka is placed. We have created all these video on channel also, so after watching this video you guys can just watch them also. Then we're gonna need to see that which planets there in your seventh house. Then we need to see Navamsa chart. Then we need to see seventh lord nakshatra. So I have created some of these videos on the channel. Upcoming time I will create more and more videos like this so that you can understand almost everything about your spouse, and many of different kind of videos on astrology. I would like to tell you that if you are a male you can watch this video for your wife. If you are a female you can watch this video for your husband. Okay, so basically in Vedic astrology, which house belong to your spouse? It is seventh house, right? Although seventh house represent a lot of things, but we are talking about the spouse, so spouse house is seventh house. So guys, I would like to tell you that if you want personal consultation from us, the links are in description. You can just fill the form and get consultation from us. Okay, so you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram also. You can just join our Jopiman Astrology social media on Facebook also. So for consultation, links are in description below. You can fill the form and just get personal consultation from us, right, by paying the payments. In this video we're gonna talk about your spouse according to your seventh lord. So what you need to see basically, okay, let's go ahead and just see that what kind of spouse you will get according to different planet as your seventh lord. So what you need to see simply that in your seventh house according to your sign, which is your seventh lord. So let's say if in your seventh house you have Aries or Scorpio sign, then Aries or Scorpio sign lord is Mars. Okay, then you need to see Mars. Okay, now if in your seventh house you have Taurus or Libra, then your seventh lord is Venus. If you have Gemini or Virgo, then your seventh lord is Mercury. And if you have Cancer in the seventh house, then your seventh lord is Moon. If you have Leo in the seventh house, then your seventh lord is Sun. If you have Sagittarius or Pisces in the seventh house, then your seventh lord is Jupiter. If you have Aquarius or Capricorn in the seventh house, then your seventh lord is Saturn. Okay, so according to this chart you guys can just simply see which is your seventh lord and then just watch this video according to your seventh lord. So we just start. So let's get started with Sun. So if let's say Sun is your seventh lord, then what kind of spouse you will get? So when Sun is your seventh lord, then what kind of thing you can expect in your life partner or your spouse? So Sun is a royal and regal planet. This is the first thing that come in our mind when we think about the Sun. And now this Sun is become your seventh lord. This represent what? This represent that your spouse is someone who may be from well respected family, from royal or regal family, from rich family maybe, right? It can possible. It may also possible that your spouse can be in government job, right? He or she may be in some government work, right? Maybe in government job, or maybe doing some business which is related to government. Also it represent someone in private sector which is at authoritative position. Maybe your spouse could be someone who is like the managing director, CEO, or like the big person in big position person in sub company. Also it represent entrepreneur, because in entrepreneur in business you are your own boss. You have some employees, right? And you are your own boss. You have authority. So basically Sun is the significator of authority, right? These things are seen. Also when your seventh lord is Sun, it may also possible that maybe your spouse has a very royal kind of nature. He or she need things royal, like want to eat food in some royal kind of places. These things are seen. These things can possible. Now he or she can be from very good family, rich family, ambitious person he or she can be. But sometime it is also seen that when sun become your seventh lord, then your spouse can be a bit dominating in nature, right? He or she will try to dominate you, as sun is your seventh lord and it is the sign of authority. What does it represent? That he or she will dominate you in your marriage. Maybe it's possible, right? Although I'm not saying that it is 100% true, because you need to see a lot of things. For that, personal consultation is required, and link are in description below. You can fill the form and take personal consultation from us, right? Maybe some planet aspect this house and then the things get changed, right? A lot of things are possible. Conjunction, aspect, placement of some uh, a planet over here, these things change a lot of things. But generally it may possible that your spouse would be like a dominating, he or she will try to dominate you also. Sometime if it goes like very malefic way, then he or she can be egoistic also. Sometime it is seen. Now sun is a bit dry planet, okay? So you know, you may get spouse who is loyal and with high morality also, right? It may also possible. Like your spouse can be independent thinking person, because you know the sun is a significator authority. So he or she would be like, if you say, hey, let's go there, so he or she would be like, no, we will go there and you have to come with me. And it may possible that he or she will try to control you and lead you. It may possible. And in relationship, your spouse can be the dominator person or denominator human being, like he or she wants to dominate a relationship. It may possible, right? Maybe he or she will be career oriented also. It may also possible. Or also, when sun is your seventh lord, then your spouse may have leadership skills, right? As I told you earlier, that he or she can be in some authoritative position or government position. So it is also possible that they have leadership skills, they have good leadership skills actually. Overall it is a good combination, or I can say a good thing, that to have sun as your seventh lord, because it gives you a talented and a financially strong, a royal kind of spouse, right? But again I'm adding that you need to see conjunction, aspects, placements and a lot of things. Just by seeing one thing you can't tell everything, but this is just general kind of prediction that I would like to tell you. So this is all about sun. Now let's move on to our next planet, which is moon. Now what will happen when moon is your seventh lord? So basically, guys, moon is like a cold planet, right? When moon is there in your seventh house, so your spouse could be emotional, very emotional kind of person you will get, whether it's male or female. According to your gender, your spouse will be emotional. Male can also be emotional, right? It is not like that only females can be emotional, males can also be emotional person. So if your seventh lord is moon, that means you will get an emotional spouse, very soft hearted person, sentimental kind of person. Actually, to be honest with you, if you want to experience the true love kind of thing, that motherly caring kind of love, like the true love, the love which is from the heart to heart, then it's really a good sign, to be honest with you. Because when moon is your seventh lord, then your spouse is like emotional. So she likes to care you. She likes to like your mother. When mother care his child, the same kind of care you can feel from your spouse. Whether you are male and you are watching this for your wife, or you are female, you are watching this for your man, in both cases the spouse is like very caring kind of person when moon become your seventh lord. And also he or she will be emotionally attached to you. Now one thing you should understand, that when moon become your seventh lord, you should not hurt your spouse, because when they get hurt internally, they hurt so badly, because they are in like emotionally attached to you. Let's say for an example, you have seventh lord moon and your spouse will be like this emotional kind of person. So and he or she may love you very very much with all his or her heart, with full of emotions. And now you just try to do some affair or just trying to hurt them in any way, then you know they are so in love with you deeply and emotionally, that they get hurted so badly that you can't even imagine how bad that situation can be. Anything can be possible. with your spouse, because they are so emotionally attached to you. So to be honest with you, I think that having seventh lord as moon is really a great placement, because if you want to experience the true love, like what I believe is good is true love, like the love which is like very very good, in that case it's really a good placement. But remembering that you should not have to hurt your spouse, because if you get your spouse who is like loving, caring, nurturing, then you should also respect your spouse na. You should be loyal in relationship and should behave with each other very good manner. Then if you just try to do these things na, and just behave with her or him in a very good manner, if you have moon as a seventh lord and just try to be loyal with that person, then your relationship will be brilliant, because it's really a true love kind of relationship. Now now actually moon is like the queen of the planetary kingdom, so having moon as seventh lord is really a good placement, to be honest with you. Like, if your seventh lord is moon, it may also possible that your spouse is like home loving kind of person or very family oriented person. Like, they likes to be in home, they likes to care family, whether they are male or female. It may also possible they likes to work from home, like they have home based business, because moon is like the fourth house kind of thing na. So that's why it's like showing that they have like caring kind of nature, very good nature kind of thing. But there's one problem with this, that when moon become your seventh lord, then sometime it is also seen, if some bad aspect is there, then um, they can be a bit moody sometime, like their mood goes ups and downs. But still I would consider it to be a good thing when moon become your seventh lord, because there is emotional attachment and there is true love kind of thing is seen over here. As you know, moon is waxing and waning, so moon mood swings can be seen over here, but still it's really a good placement according to me. It's really a good thing to have moon as your seventh lord, right? So it may possible that when moon become your seventh lord, then your spouse would like to travel, right? It may also possible that they have love for traveling. So this is all about moon as your seventh lord. Now let's talk about Mars. What happened when Mars become your seventh lord? So guys, when Mars become your seventh lord, so Mars is the significator of anger. Mars is this soldier, the kind of person who would like to fight, who is there in the army, who would like to fight. Mars is not king is sun, who would like to order. Mars is the person who would execute the order given by the sun, the king, and on a ground level, so he's like the warrior. Okay, so when Mars become your seventh lord, so your spouse could be a hot tempered kind of person, like little bit of aggressive person are seen over here, whether they are male and female according to gender. Very dynamic in nature. When seventh lord become your Mars, a bit aggressive, hot temperament can be seen over here. Although I'm again adding that you can't say everything just by seeing one thing. It is just a general prediction. Just by seeing one thing, you can only say something about that. I'm just telling when Mars is your seventh lord, okay? So there may be some aspect of Jupiter, Venus, or like the benefics, or there may be other planet, there may be some conjunction, or there may be other thing. You need to see a lot of things. For that person, consultation is being required. The links are in description below. When seventh lord become Mars, then your spouse can be full of energy and excitement. They would like to do maybe adventure sports, like adventurous kind of person, like to do you know the physical kind of thing. They would like to go to gym, they would like to exercise, they would like to like physically fit and active. These kind of things are seen when seventh lord become Mars. Also, I would like to add that they can be very good in bed. I know that some of you guys are now happy, feeling there is a smile on some of you guys' face. They are active on bed. They are very good on bed, because obviously Mars is there, have energy. So energy is there in physical kind of exercises also, but on bed pleasure also. And that means that sexually they are very good, very aggressive and active. So sexually it's really a good thing when you have Mars as seventh lord. But when Mars is afflicted, then the negative side can also be seen. But again, for that you need to see a node of placement conjunction. You can't say anything just by saying that. Now, so when Mars become your seventh lord, your spouse become energetic, influential, aggressive, courageous person. right? They have a tremendous courage. However, Mars is one of the most important thing. When you want to see courage, you will see Mars. Okay, this person has strong Mars, like this courageous person, because again Mars is like the warrior. So Mars become your seventh lord, that means you will get a courageous spouse. Okay, Mars become your seventh lord, then your spouse will be physically strong, attractive also, because physically they are fit and attractive, and they would love to exercise and work out. They have good routine. Maybe they have this routine fixed, like I will go to gym every single day at that time, I will wake up at that time, I will sleep at that time. These things are seen, like they are very like disciplined kind of things, and just trying to do workout, and physically they wants to be fit and active. These things are seen. Now, uh when Mars become your seventh lord, then your spouse or these individual, like your spouse, will be excellent in household matter, but sometime it will cause disturbance in family life, because they are like, you know, very aggressive nature can be seen sometime. But again, I'm just adding again and again that you can't say, just by looking that Mars is your seventh lord, you can't say that everything is like negative or everything is positive. You need to see a lot of things right there. Okay, for that person consultation is required. So, you know, I am just trying to give you a generalized prediction that when Mars becomes your seventh lord, these things are seen over here. Okay, so guys, this is all about the Mars as your seventh lord. Now let's move on to our next planet, and which is Jupiter. Now, what will happen when Jupiter become your seventh lord? You know, when you Jupiter become your seventh lord, then the spouse you will get in astrology is Jupiterian kind of spouse. Like, actually, Jupiter is the blessing of God, right? Jupiter is really good. To be honest with you, when Jupiter become your seventh lord, it is considered to be very, very good. Why? Because Jupiter is the blessing of God. Even in Vedic astrology, when you have some bad placement, some bad conjunction, some bad thing, anything worst, let's say you have, but if on that placement Jupiter aspect is there, like Jupiter is aspecting that placement, then we consider that yes, you have bad things, but it will be cured, or it will not be that much bad, because Jupiter is aspecting that placement, because it is the blessing of God, right? So when your the blessing of God become your seventh lord, that would represent what? That your spouse is like the blessing of God, right? Your spouse is like the blessing of God for you. So isn't it a great thing that you will get your spouse who is like the blessing of God? So it can give you a spouse uh, of very good moral character. Like, it may possible that when your seventh lord is like Jupiter, then you will get a very uh, devoted spouse, like who had very good, who has very good moral character, who would not like to cheat you, who would not even think about cheating you, who will be devoted to you, whether he is male or female. It is true, like they are like the very good kind of person, very general person, ethical person, educated, well behaved, well educated person. If you want loyal kind of relationship, if you want to marry someone who is like a loyal to you, in that case, if you have seventh lord as Jupiter, then there are high chances that you will get a loyal spouse. Also, one more thing I would like to add, that when Jupiter become your seventh lord, then your spouse is religious in nature. There's high chances that your spouse will be religious in nature when your seventh lord become Jupiter. Now, in females horoscope, Jupiter is their husband. Jupiter is the significator of husband. Like in males horoscope, Venus is the significator of their wife. In the same way, in females horoscope, Jupiter is the significator of their husband. So if you are female watching this video and Jupiter is your seventh lord, so in this case you will have double power, because not only Jupiter is your seventh lord, but also Jupiter is the significator of your husband for your case. So in your case, this Jupiter is more important. So it's like a great blessing for you. When Jupiter become your seventh lord, also Jupiter is your spouse significator. Now, when Jupiter become your seventh lord, it may also possible that it can provide you a partner of excellent social standing with high moral character and values. It may possible that your spouse could be amazing with high moral character and value. He or she will be educated highly, spiritual, very, very good kind of human being. If you see, like, oh my god, when you see someone like he is such a great person, he's like so kind, like helping people, very good nature, there are high chances that that person have strong influence of Jupiter, because this is the nature of Jupiter, right? So basically, to be overall, if I would like to sum up, if your seventh lord is Jupiter, then it is a divine blessing for you, right? Now let's move on to our next planet, which is Mercury. What will happen when your seventh lord is Mercury? So Mercury represent your intelligence basically, right? So what will happen when your seventh lord, which is significator of your spouse, will become Mercury? So first thing is that when Mercury become your seventh lord, it represent what? It represent that you will get an intelligent person, an intelligent spouse you will get, right? As simple as that, that your husband or wife will be intelligent. He or she maybe have good speaking skills, right? Maybe having a good communication skills when seventh lord become your Mercury. Also, you can expect your partner to be intelligent, jovial, talkative, and witty also, right? You will get talkative and witty person also when Mercury become your Mercury become your seventh lord, which is like your spouse in your case. Now, it may also possible that when seventh lord become Mercury, then you will get a younger spouse, right? Mercury is the significator of youthfulness, right? So when your seventh lord become Mercury, then these people will get a younger spouse. Now if you are female, you want like a younger husband for you, and Mercury is your seventh lord, then there are high chances that you will get a youthful younger spouse. Also, if you are a male, you want a younger wife, and you are watching this video and Mercury is your seventh lord, and there are possible that you will get a younger wife, because Mercury is like the significator of youthfulness right there. So when Mercury become your seventh lord, you will get a younger spouse, very intelligent, good communication skill, witty, younger kind of person is seen when Mercury become your seventh lord. Now Mercury is a significator of business also, so it may also possible that when Mercury become, Mercury represent business also, so it may also possible that when Mercury become your seventh lord, then your spouse could be involved in some kind of business, right? Or maybe when some other combination is there, that maybe he or she will be in some finance, like banking kind of field also seen. Although it represent a lot of things, but I'm just trying to give you general kind of things according to your seventh lord, right? Now when Mercury become your seventh lord, it is also seen that your spouse would be logical, happy, right? Playful, a very jolly kind of individual. Also, he or she could be very friendly, just trying to make fun on different thing. And if you would like to know that, like if you want a kind of a spouse who is like friend to you, who do not consider you spouse, who consider you a good friend, so that you can have a great friendship kind of relationship, in that case, if Mercury is your seventh lord, then you will be happy, because when Mercury is your seventh lord, these guys are like very friendly also by nature. Also they are calculative, their mind is very calculative when Mercury become your seventh lord. Now it may also possible that when Mercury become your seventh lord, then he or she, your spouse, could manage finances very well in your household, right? So he may want to control your finances, or if you give him or her responsibility to just, if you give his or her responsibility to just handle your household, you know finances, then he or she will take care of them very well, because Mercury is also represent all these kind of things. Now overall, when Mercury become your seventh lord, then your spouse could be clever, talkative, extremely good in communication, very intelligent kind of person you will get when Mercury becomes seventh lord. Again, I am adding, you need to see a lot of things for that person, consideration is required, but this is generalized prediction that very youthful kind of face, youthful person and an intelligent person is seen when Mercury become your seventh lord. Now let's move on to our next planet, which is Venus. Yeah, I know that you all guys love this planet Venus. I also love Venus because I have influence of that. I Venus is like the planet of what? It is the planet of beauty. Although it represents a lot of things, but first thing come in our mind when we think about Venus is beauty. So what will gonna happen when Venus become your seventh lord? So obviously when Venus become your seventh lord, first thing is that there are high chances that your spouse will be beautiful. So all those men who want a beautiful spouse, right? If Venus is your seventh lord, then there are high chances that you will get that beautiful, stunning looking spouse. So you guys can happy by hearing that, I know that. Now for female also, this is also true, that when Venus becomes seventh lord, then your husband will be really handsome and beautiful, when we can say he have somewhat like, these kind of things, like appearance wise he is really good and she is really good also, his spouse could be very good. Now obviously he or she could be fashionable, like he or she attached to Venus kind of thing, very good dressing sense, fashionable kind of person. When seventh lord become Venus, when seventh lord become Venus, these guys are like, I want to put these perfumes, just appearance wise they would like to take care of themselves. They are well dressed, well, mannered kind of person are seeing when Venus become your seventh lord. Also when Venus become your seventh lord, then his spouse like cleanliness, they would like to just they like to sit in clean kind of places, they don't like dirty bad places. When Venus is strong also in someone's horoscope, that person like clean places, he's like, oh my god, what the hell, this is so bad, I can't sit over here, right? This is so bad, you have to clean it. So they like clean thing, and that's really a good thing. I'm really a great supporter of that, because cleanliness is important, so you must need to clean your places at least as much as you can, just try to clean. So these things are also seen. Now also when Venus become your seventh lord, it may also possible that your spouse could be artistic in nature, creative, and a soft spoken person. Now it may also possible that your spouse could be someone like a video creator, any kind of artistic field, voice creator, or like someone who is in film industry, fashion industry, anything can be possible related to Venus domain, any kind of thing is seen. But overall, like a beautiful soft spoken person who like clean kind of thing, like very good kind of things are there, everything related to Venus, beauty, very. Also when Venus become your seventh lord, spouse could be romantic, they love romance and all these kind of things. So for love affairs, bed pleasure, these things are good when Venus become your seventh lord. So you will get good satisfaction, you will get beautiful spouse, creative spouse, very good soft spoken person, very good sexually, it's really a good, so now Venus when become your seventh lord, it may also possible that your spouse like wealthy, because again Venus is there na. So it's like your spouse could be wealthy, from a wealthy family, or like he or she could have good money, or maybe after getting married you will get good money. These things are seen when Venus become your seventh lord. Now let's talk about Saturn. What happened when Saturn become your seventh lord? See, when Saturn become your seventh lord, then the spouse could be dutiful, responsible, practical kind of person are seen. Okay, so like for an example, I would like to give you, let's say for an example of let's say you have different uh, kind of seventh lord in comparison with Saturn. Then if your seventh lord is different than any other than Saturn, then you would think like he's like, hey, he or she could be like, hey, let's go there, let's do this, let's do that, all these kind of question there, they would like to say a lot of things. But when Saturn become your seventh lord, then your spouse, then you say, let's say, hey honey, let's go there, let's do that, let's do that. Then when Saturn become your seventh lord, then your spouse could be, hey, just stop, do you think it's practical? Just think about it. So when your seventh lord become Saturn, so your spouse could be very practical, they would like to just break your all preconceived notion and all these kind of thing, and they want you to be practical, they want you to take practical approach of life, instead of just talking in air like this will happen, there we can do that, we can go there, we can just do that, do this. Saturn, when your seventh lord become, then your spouse is like practical nature, they would like to give you practical solutions, practical, they want you to think practically, these things are seen. Now also when Saturn become your seventh lord, then your spouse could be hard working person, they would like to work hard, dedicated to their work, right? um, Saturn become your seventh lord, like the person, their spouse could be like in some service kind of thing, right? They likes to work for other, these things are also seen. Now when Saturn become your seventh lord, like uh, their spouse could be charitable by nature. They would like to help poor people, they would like to help people who are suffering. These things are also seen when Saturn become your seventh lord. Now, uh, you know, in some cases when Saturn is seventh lord, because Saturn is a significator of delay, so there may be a bit delay in marriage. But again, I'm not saying that it will delay. In some cases when Saturn is seventh lord, their marriage is very early. So again, you need to see a lot of conjunction aspect and a lot of things. For that person, consideration is required. Link are in description below of the form. But when Saturn become your seventh lord, then these things are seen. Now Saturn also represent longevity. So when Saturn become your seventh lord, the good thing is that your relationship will be long lasting, right? So if you would like to be in relationship or in marriage with your partner, so obviously till for long time, then obviously when Saturn is seventh lord, it represent and you will have a long lasting marriage, right? Now it may also possible sometime that when Saturn become your seventh lord, then you will get older spouse, right? You will get older spouse. Or if you will not get older spouse, in that case you will get a mature spouse. Like whether when Saturn become your seventh lord, then whether you will get an older spouse. If you don't get an older spouse, then your spouse will be more mature than you. You will see that your spouse has more maturity than you when Saturn become your seventh lord. Now they these person when Saturn become your seventh lord may not be very romantic, but these guys are very faithful and loyal. See every sign, see every planet has their plus and minus. You need to see according to you, right? So they may not be very romantic, but they can be faithful and loyal, right? That's really a good thing when your spouse could be faithful and loyal. Seventh lord, then you will get a dutiful, accountable, sensible, hard-working kind of individual who could be loyal to you. So these things are seen. So guys, this is all about when different planet become your seventh lord. So hope this video help you guys, and in future we will create a lot of videos about spouse and a lot of thing, lottery and a lot of things. So we have created we are just working hard to create more and more video as you guys just request. So again, I would like to tell you, if you want personal consultation, links are in description below.